It is the 18th of February 1944, and the strategic initiative rests firmly with the Soviet Union. Germany is pretty much defeated in the West, and the troops at this point are just rolling through the remaining German defenses. At the same time, we have started reacting to Japanese potential aggression in the East and are joining the efforts to contain the expansion of the Japanese Empire. First of all, however, welcome back to Hard 4. We are in the final stretch of the Soviet Union campaign. And I have an update I have a new trait to give to this general, which means we get ourselves another infantry expert. We are a little short on command power. That's because we have so many. Because we do have the attaché in China still, which I might at this point actually remove, because I don't think I'll need him still. Because I'm honestly good on experience, and I am going to do that. The other thing that I have noticed is that we now have relatively low war support, and also our stability is suffering. And that's because, well, we've just recalled the attaché, but that was the wrong China to begin with, but also now we are in an offensive war against Japan. So the next political power is going to go into some measures to dealing with this situation, which reminds me we should probably check what the Germans are looking like. Yeah, not too great either, to be honest. The war support, this is a relatively new mechanic, is actually suffering from combat casualties. So to all our great surprise, the people at home don't like it when their sons and fathers and brothers are dying at the front lines. So, well, we should probably make an end to that then. Anyhow, I will have to reorganize the front lines, and we've got a couple of other organizational items to sort out. Yes, we still have to award medals, but right now I'm just going to probably wait for the political power. The other thing I wanted to check is if there is anything here that has something to do with the war support. This would be quite nice as well. We get a couple of people promoted. Let's see if there's anything around war support here. We could do... Oh, we've done this already. And we've done this, I believe, already as well. Yeah, that's already completed. Base war support. This would give us the Great Commander. So that's probably the one we're going to do next. How far are we? Yeah, that's what we'll do next. The Stalin gets a bit of a buff, and that sorts out some of that. And then we just need to fix the stability. There might be a propaganda that we can use. Do we have anything here for war support? Yes. Under the leadership of Stalin would give us war support. That's recovery rate, high yields. I will use that in the early days. That's construction speed, factory output. Don't really need those. And nope, that's it. But we do have a couple of political decisions around propaganda efforts that we can use to. They're relatively expensive, but they are increasing war support, so they're a good way to alleviate this problem. Anyway, next up, we have to. So what I'm planning on doing, because honestly the Germans in the north are pretty much defeated, so I'm planning to reorganize the armies of the northern Army Group North to just literally march towards Berlin, and I am going to focus my manual efforts more around Army Group South with the second motorized, which is going to assault Hungary and legionary Romania, and clearing out the Balkans pretty much. Plus, we'll be eventually. Are these guys in the Axis as well? Yes, they are. Okay, well, we'll clear these out as well since we're at it. Yes. So, and in that effect, because there's still a sizable number of divisions sitting around here. To that effect, we will probably buff the tank divisions of the second motorized a little bit. because we can change some of the templates now into the more powerful. So right now they've got 300 soft attack, 400 breakthrough. So if we change these to these, yep, we've got the self-propelled artillery. Then that should be a little bit more once they are. Can we actually see that, or does it need to? I might have to wait for the things. But if we have a quick look at the template, that has significantly more firepower than the previous one, because this template has self-propelled artillery, which adds both armor and firepower, whereas regular field guns would not be adding any armor. So we can probably change a second one. This one already has a. Come on. There we go. This one already has a medal, so these guys are going to change into that as well. There we go. And that'll just have to tick over, but that should be sufficient for now. While we are producing more self-propelled artillery, we're still ramping up the production efficiency, but we are going to need a lot of that. So that's on the works. We're building a lot of the flame tanks. I think we are actually building too many at this point. So I'm going to reduce that down to 2 military factories, because these are for relatively specialized. We are starting the production of the Yak 9s, which is good, and we can eventually ramp down the. Once this has ramped up, we can ramp down the Yak 3s. We've got a lot of the Stormovik A's. And we may actually even try. Let's have a quick look at the aircraft designer. I am curious, because this is still on an older airframe. I am curious if we can advanced small airframe. If we can build a. If we use the. I think it was the bomb base. I think the bomb locks are good for dive bombers against ships, but the bomb base are better for. Are better for dive bombers against ground targets. And the other thing that's interesting, so that'd be the Il-10. The other thing that's interesting, this gives us let's pin it to close air support. So we get 8 ground attack. How about the anti-tank cannons? Minus 20 agility, but 15 ground attack. I think that's a pretty good addition. Agility is suffering somewhat, but it is a newer airframe, and we can add the better engine to it. What did I have on the Stormovik A? Okay, I can't see that. Let's see, Stormovik A. We had 2 bomb bays and the guns plus. Which one was this? Armor plates and extended range. Okay, we can do that. So, advanced small airframe. We will add the anti-tank cannons. Then we will add small bomb bays, and we'll add 4 heavy machine guns. And that gives us a total of 15 ground attack, 23 ground attack when we are on close air support. And we're going to put the better engines in. We can put some drop tanks for range. That gets us to 1400 kilometers. And we can put armor plates in. There we go. And we've got ourselves the Il-10. And if we compare that design to the Stormovik A, the Il-2, then we have the same air defense, we've got the same air attack, we've got the same agility, but we have significantly better ground attack, and we've got the same range and speed. So I think all in all, that is a good upgrade, although the production cost is probably somewhat higher. Can I see that somewhere here? I believe I can't, but that is fine. Yeah, that sounds about right. So Il-10, let's give that a different Do we have something we can use? That might actually not be terrible. I'm using that for the Yak 9s already, so they have to look somewhat different. Which one were we using for the Stormovik A? That one. This looks relatively close. So let's go with that. Am I using that already somewhere? I don't think so. Okay, there we go. Il-10. So let's get the. Let's mark the Stormovik A that's deprecated and get the Il-10 in production. And I think we have a good, we actually have a relatively good, yeah, we've got 500 in storage. So let's get these up to, 25 as well. And we are producing 8 Stormoviks a day, so we can just reduce the factories here and start on the Il-10s as a replacement, because we've got 500 in stockpile at this point. So I think frontline losses are going to be compensated for. And we're still producing 3 a day, so that should, we might even go further down. Yeah, let's go down to 5. That's 2 a day and almost 2 a day, and at 130% production efficiency, and we are going to start spitting out the Il-10s once the factories have gotten around to it. All right, I think that's the setup done. So what I'm going to do is I'll reorganize the army groups, and then we'll have Army Group West, Army Group North, and Army Group South. We might change that. Oh no, it's fine. So I'll reorganize the groups here. Because we've just wiped out that German pocket here. And then Army Group North and Army Group West are just going to get their marching orders. And I'm going to take Army Group South manually and start dealing with these guys, which means we're also probably going to need to bring down the special forces. In that regard, what is that? I have never looked at this mountain division template. Okay, they're going to need some more firepower, because that is not going to fly. So that's a 24 with pure infantry at this point. And we may, with some support, artillery support, anti-tank and things, but we might need some line artillery here. They've got 60 organization. That's at this point no longer necessary. So we can throw some line artillery in here. Let's give them 3 line artillery. That gets it down to 50, which is fine. And that's giving them some, we might even go 4. Yep, that's decent from an organizational standpoint. 36 combat width is relatively large, but would we gain anything out of flame tanks? That is just additional. It's in the forest potentially. Forests plus 5% attack. In the mountains plus 5% attack, not so much. Do we get anything? We can use armored recon or motorized recon, which gives us better values in the mountains. I could imagine that tanks are not the greatest in the mountains, but I think it's all pretty much the same. So we may as well give them armored recon here. Okay. So we've got a 36 with mountain division. That is too large because we'll be fighting mountains, I think. What are the combat width? 75. So yeah, it's fine. We can actually fit 2 of them in there. So okay, well, we'll roll with it. So we'll change the mountain rifle divisions over, and then now I'll start moving things together into the right place, and I will be right back once everything's organized. So you don't have to watch me clicking. And moving troops around for, I mean, this is a fair amount of divisions, moving troops around for the next 15 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, we have everything organized. I now have Army Group North, which consists of the 2nd Army, 3rd Army, 4th, sorry, this is Army Group South, just the wrong one. Army Group South consists of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of the Special Forces and of the 2nd Motorized. And they are going to take care of the southern thrust towards the Adriatic coast and the borders with Greece. We have Army Group West, which currently has 4 armies under its control, which are the 10th, the 1st, the 7th, and the glorious 8th under Zhukov. They will do a central push towards Hungary and Budapest. And we've got Army Group North with 4 armies. They have the 5th, the 6th, the 9th, and the glorious 1st Motorized. And they are going to be pushing towards Berlin, basically. So the plan here is to get everybody sorted on their front lines, and then I will get Army Group West and Army Group North moving by themselves. Army Group South I will be controlling, and I have assigned railway guns, and we do have to manage the air as well. And it looks like we don't actually. Yeah, we've got too much too many things focused over Eastern Poland, so we will have to sort of balance out the air a little bit. What do we have here? We've got 5 fighter wings here. We've got 900 fighters in Poland right now. These are the heavy fighters. We can move them. We can move them forward and get them on interception over Eastern Poland. They can be useful. We've got 14 close air support wings doing close air support over Eastern Poland, and we've got another 1,000 fighters that we can move a little closer to the front line. Actually, we don't really have an airport here that much. We can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighter wings here and get them over air superiority Eastern Poland. The other ones can go over here and do air superiority over Eastern Poland. And these 4 fighter wings are covering these fighter wings here, and we've got a couple of close air support wings that can do CAS over the Balkans. Have we equally distributed? We've got a lot of CAS here on Eastern Poland. I might actually divert, let's take 3 out of these. Do I still have some space? Yes, I do. And move these over to the Balkans. And that was a little bit much. The rest, we are still fighting in the Baltic air region. Yes, we are still fighting in the Baltic air region. So once we've captured the airport over here, then we can we can operate there as well. Okay, so that should be the 3 major regions in which we're fighting, and then we'll just pull things forward as they go. I have assigned the railway guns to their respective armies, and yeah, everyone else is getting in position. And in the Eastern Theater, I am moving the 2 tank divisions that we have. In fact, are we having any more tank divisions that are coming online? Yeah, a couple, but it's going to take a while. We've got another army in training. I'm just going to leave them for now in training. We can deploy them if we need to. But moving the tanks to help with the assault in the south here, because that's a little stalling. But other than that, I'm mostly leaving that alone. And yes, we are trying to capture the port in Sakhalin, in Toyohara. We're currently out of supply, but I think we have some air. We should have some air support here eventually, and we should eventually be breaking through there. So, unless the Japanese send in reinforcements, but we'll see about that. So for now, let's get everybody moving into position, because all the armies need to. So right now we will just be defending. All the divisions need to move into position. I have pulled the special forces off the Finland border, and I'm just using the NKVD troops right now. So we'll wait for the mountain troops to arrive in the south, because they'll be quite useful in to fight in Hungary and in Romania. Until then, yeah, we will just let everybody settle in, organize the plans, and we do have to do something about our propaganda measures and war support at home as well. So, how's our stockpile of trucks, by the way? Where are we with trains? We are short on trains, sort of. We're good on trucks, but we are losing trucks. Are we producing trains? We are slowly producing trains. Well, we've got 50 in stockpile by now. That should be okay. They're armored trains. They can defend themselves if necessary. So let's take a brief detour while everybody sorts themselves out over there. Take a brief detour over to the east. and see where my tanks are. Where are my armored divisions? Everybody else here is moving forward, but I did have a bunch of armored divisions. Okay, hang on. These two. Okay, you guys need to get a move on. Can you please railway over there through Vladivostok, as that's going to be a little quicker. And then you can assist with the assault through the plains here, and we can encircle. We can already start moving into Korea. Oh no, this is all mountainous. Unfortunately, this forested. There's some plains here, but then it very quickly becomes mountainous. So we might just have to fight our way through the mountains there. And let's see. That's plains. So let's just let the tanks regain some. Let's see if we can cut off Japanese defenders here. The Japanese defenders are the biggest problem generally. So let the tanks regain some organization. Is everything quiet on the Western Front so far? Yes. I will just wait for the plans to be set into motion. So let's do a quick tank action on the side here, and get these 2 tank divisions to help pushing here. And I doubt that we'll have an easy time getting across the river lines here, but we will try. Otherwise we'll just keep wiping things up from the north. I can also just push the tanks through the center here as well, but I want to see if we can make something happen. I think these divisions have already been defeated, so with some infantry support we will see if we can break through these lines here. With what do we got? We've got heavy tank. So they are they're mostly KV-1As, but a couple of IS-2s as well. So we'll see how that all ends up working out. And oh, we get new operative. Yes, please. I'm short one. Yep, he might be useful. Although I'm not sure into the coup thing. We could get a British double agent as well. No, I like him for now. Okay, so you can operate in here. There we go. We're still preparing collaboration governments in. We're preparing collaboration governments in Germany at this point, and let's see if the tanks can. Yeah, crossing the river with tanks is going to be pretty difficult. We might see if we can just get around them, and it is through the mountains, but it might be a little tactical slight if we can actually get around them and exploit the momentum, because fighting these Japanese divisions there in the rivers is going to be difficult. Tanutuva, nah, you're fine. Let's see if we can get through here, because these are some exhausted Japanese divisions, and we should be able to blast these out of the way relatively quickly. Especially the local militias don't really have an awful lot of opportunity to stand up against IS-2 heavy tanks, and even the old KV-1s are still doing a pretty good job here. So let's see if we can get across the river while the infantry is already pinning the Japanese divisions here. And we get them encircled, and then we can leave the Asian front to its own devices again. We just need to sort out this crossing here, because our divisions are trying to get across, trying to force a river crossing, which is going to be difficult. Even though it's just one division under Yamashita, but they are relatively well entrenched here. But we'll bring the tanks in from the other side once they actually have made their way across. How's this working out? Yes, we have taken the area, and I believe I have told the NKVD divisions to cover that. Yes, it's included. Okay, all good. So we have managed that. We're shipping, we're shipping the divisions around the countryside right now, but the regular army troops that have taken this port and defeated that Japanese group there should be returning anytime soon. Yamashita is still holding, but now cut off from supply, attacked from multiple directions. We'll see if the tanks get through there first. Actually, he's been pushed back, so unfortunately we didn't manage to get that surround going. but I think his troops are starting to be relatively exhausted. And we'll just widen the front line a little bit here. Get some infantry in on the game as well. I think he is going to be defeated relatively quickly. And then we'll probably just leave the rest to the infantry to do mop-up operations here. Are we fighting Menguko at this point? I am not certain, but yeah, so supply is going to be dreadful. We'll probably have to sort out the supply situation once that's... Okay, let's just keep going and see if we can overrun the Japanese divisions. Nope, doesn't look like. Okay, let's see if we can encircle them and get rid of them once we push them back. Although going through the mountains is always going to be an issue. So, unfortunately for tanks, that isn't the greatest thing. Okay, we've got 3 civilian factories. Okay, let's have a quick look at the supply situation in the east. And right now we're just, everyone else has just defensive operations in Germany. How is the Free France situation? Yeah, I think it's still somewhat, I think they are somewhat expanding here, but it looks like Vichy has retaken Nice, which is probably coming from an Italian attack. I haven't really seen anything of the Italians quite yet, but we don't want to lose the momentum too much. So I think we'll start the general offensive in the north relatively soon. Okay, we've got another army ready in the east here. Well, what are we going to do with them? We will add them here for now. Let's give them a which one? Where are we by now? I think we're on the 13th. Okay, so this would be the 13th army. Okay, 24 divisions, and I am utterly out. Old guard, politically connected, career officer, cautious. Not really the traits I'm looking for. These are armor officers. I mean, you can do with a career officer probably. Cavalry officers don't make too much sense to me, but I mean, who's best in supply? Yep, you will do. Okay, and we will give them a front line. In fact, I think at this point, I'm almost thinking it's fine. We'll give them a front line. We'll give them a front line in... These guys are a bit stretched by now. This is all the 11th army covering here. No, that's already the 12th army here, so they're still relatively well connected. Where can we add them? We'll just add them to the general. Let's add them to the general area. There we go, and we'll give them an offensive line all the way up to Korea, and they can go. And then the tank divisions from here are, yeah, I was managing these. Let's see if we can make any kind of breakthroughs here. We're just pushing these divisions back here. I think we'll let them be for now. And we will get the... Okay, that's done. We will give the tank divisions a front line here. And we will also push towards Seoul, basically. And go. So, okay, east is happening. I said I wanted the brilliant, no, not the brilliant genius. The great commander, because that was giving me 10% war support. The problem is, can't have that yet because I need leader of the party and the people. That would give me stability. Yeah, that's good. I'll take it. So let's do that one first. And we've got 3 civilian factories. Let's have a brief look at the supply situation in the north here, which is probably completely dreadful. How is... Yeah, we have railway connections here. We just need to conquer them. Although here in this region there's absolutely nothing. So what we can already do, which one is... Yeah, that one. We can start constructing a railway line. Construction. We'll start getting a railway line from here towards... Where was that? It's always difficult because it doesn't tell you. Okay, there is... I don't know how to pronounce... Can I see it yet? Zhangbei, I believe. So we'll get a railway line going through this area already, so we can, from the supply hub over there, so we can supply the troops here in this region. And please make that a level 3, make it a level 4 railway. What railways do we... Oh, this isn't actually... Oh, this is in Mongolia. This isn't actually ours. Good point. Good point. In that case, belay that order. Oh, that's fine. We'll construct it. We should... And we can just link from here to there as well. And we want to generally probably upgrade the lines from here. Yeah, get those upgraded, and that should keep my civilian factories somewhat busy. Okay. Yeah, we need to upgrade all the bottlenecks along these lines here, but I think they are actually quick double check. Yeah, we are motorized. Okay, so that should include everything else here. So we're good on that front. And I think we are now going back to the European theater, and we're going to get Army Group North to start the general offensive. And we're going to get Army Group West to start the general offensive. And then we'll see how that goes. But I will manage Army Group South from here going forward, and we will try to crush things in the next episode. We'll see how far we get, but it's 1944, and I think it's about time to wrap things up. And that's it for me today. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.